In the late 19th century, New York City faced a crisis of monumental proportions. This crisis was not caused by a war or a natural disaster, but by a rather unusual and unanticipated problem: horse manure. At the time, horse-drawn carriages were the primary mode of transportation in the city, and the streets were filled with these majestic creatures. However, with a rapidly growing population and an increasing number of horses, the streets quickly became overwhelmed with an excessive amount of manure. The sheer volume of horse manure produced on a daily basis posed a significant challenge for the city. Streets were covered in a thick layer of manure, making it difficult for pedestrians to navigate and giving rise to a rather unpleasant odor. The problem was further exacerbated by the fact that there was no effective method of waste disposal. As a result, the manure would accumulate and rot, leading to the spread of diseases and the degradation of air and water quality. The Great Horse Manure Crisis reached its peak in 1894, when an estimated 100,000 horses inhabited the city. With each horse producing around 20 pounds of manure per day, the streets became literally buried under a mountain of dung. The situation seemed dire, and the city desperately needed a solution to rid itself of this overwhelming problem. Various ideas were proposed to address the crisis, ranging from the construction of underground tunnels to horse-to-steam-powered vehicle conversions. However, these solutions either proved to be impractical or too costly to implement on a large scale. The city officials were at a loss for how to tackle the manure problem, and it seemed like New York would forever remain buried in horse waste. It wasn't until the advent of a new technology that the city found a glimmer of hope. The automobile, with its promise of clean and efficient transportation, began to gain popularity. As more people embraced this new mode of travel, the number of horses on the streets started to decline. This, in turn, led to a gradual reduction in the amount of horse manure being produced. Ultimately, it was the transition to motorized vehicles that proved to be the savior of New York City from the Great Horse Manure Crisis. The impact of the Great Horse Manure Crisis extended beyond just the cleanliness of the streets. It served as a wake-up call for cities around the world, highlighting the need for sustainable and efficient transportation systems. This crisis paved the way for the adoption of electric streetcars, subways, and eventually, the modern public transportation networks that we know today. The Great Horse Manure Crisis may seem like a bizarre and comical incident from the past, but it serves as a reminder of the challenges cities face when their infrastructure and resources are overwhelmed. It also highlights the importance of adapting to changing circumstances and embracing new technologies for a better future.